Hey, this is Ricky with Real Talk Chimp, live streaming on YouTube at Real Talk Chimp. That's RealTalkChimp. I'm starting another project, which will be ending the four-part series of the Cutefun DIY miniature house, Kagawa Udon House, which is a noodle shop in Japan. This is part of the city walk. There's 103 pieces. It's required ages 14 and up. The difficulty says 1 star. Its model number is CWGA115. The assembled size is 9.5 by 8.7 by 10.9 centimeters. We have built, this is the first kit, this was the second kit, and this is the third kit. Here is the fourth kit. These little kits are miniatures compared to the normal book nook size. These will fit into the palm of your hand. They don't come with any LED lights, so you don't have to worry about the little battery boxes or any LED wiring of any sort, like so. But we're going to be working on this in a moment. I'm going to do an unboxing, as well as explain the tools used, and we'll get down to some shenaniganery on this beautiful Sunday, August 9th, 2026. In the meantime, let's make sure we've got audio. Beautiful Sunday, August 9th. We do have audio, perfect. And we'll get cracking. If you like this type of content, consider hitting that like button, sharing at Real Talk Chimp with your friends and family, chatting with us. We have that whole live chat section there. You can communicate with us. And of course, subscribing to the channel and hitting the notification bell as we upload content almost daily. All right. A little bit about these kits. They say it takes a half hour to 1 hour to finish these kits. The first kit took me 2.5 hours. The second took me almost 3 hours. And this third kit took me 3.5 hours. This kit, even though it says it's got 103 pieces, we had to file down almost every piece. We had to glue down almost every piece. These pieces are so delicate, they break within chimpanzee hands and probably your hands as well. So take your time. If you feel that parts are just becoming loose or they're brittle, put the kit down, back up, take a deep breath, and relax. You don't have to rush it. We're not speed running, Mario Kart here. We're just building a fun little model kit to put on our bookshelf. Now, because they don't come with LED lights like your larger counterparts, you can run an LED inside here. It is big enough to drill through the roof or drill through the base and run LED lights inside these little kits. So let's get down to some shenaniganery. When you build these kits here, there are some required tools that you should probably have on hand. Linked in the description, there are little tool kits that I have purchased, as well as cutting boards and various tools. Also, you're going to want to use some type of cutting tool like a scissors or an X-Acto blade, because you will be cutting parts out. You also want tweezers because you're going to be handling miniatures. These are, as you can see, pretty small little kits here. They have some pretty delicate and small little critters that come with them. So you are going to be using these, especially if you've got banana hands like these. So some of these kits do come with a little file so that you can file down the parts, make them fit easier. This is called a frost rod. I have no idea why they call it this, but the blue side is a heavier grit while the pink side is a lighter grit. You're also going to need some type of glue, be it a super glue, which I only have a little bit left here. I was using the B7000 and a tiny little bit of super glue. Make sure you're in a well-ventilated area if you're going to use super glue. Otherwise, this isn't quick drying, unfortunately, but it does dry clear and it's not very expensive. I got these at the Dollar Tree. So, all right, now you've got the basics on tools. We won't be needing the AAA batteries, as we won't be using an LED kit. All right, let's unbox this little critter. figure out. As I stated, that these kits are for ages 14 and up, so make sure you have an adult present if you're using cutting tools or glues that are stinky. Hey, James Johnson, how are you doing? The topic is building this 3D wooden puzzle, the Kagawa Udon House, a Japanese noodle shop. You can go to these places and you can get noodles. You can get some type of fish, and you can get tea as well. These are actual places, so if you watch the live stream all the way through, or if you're watching this as an archive video on YouTube, generally at the end of my live streams after I finish a kit, I do a deep dive into the history. I look online, but I've already done all the research. You can find that in the description. It breaks down what all these words are, as well as information about the kits, where you purchase them, etc., and where these places are located. This one happens to be in Kagawa, Japan. So now we're going to do an unboxing of this little kit here. All right, right out of the gate, we have an empty box here. Yep, empty box there. Okay, we have the manual. Again, wooden DIY dollhouse. I don't know why they call them dollhouses, but anybody can play with them. You generally think that it's a male or female that's going to be playing with a dollhouse. They're little miniature kits. Generally, they don't have very many moving parts. This one has a little moving part. I did glue it down. The lanterns normally would have been able to move, but I glued them down. Waylon, how you doing there? So, Kagawa Udon House. This is the manual here. Generally, when you first open the manual, it has the basic information of the plates. Oh, this one opens up multi-fold here. Wow, okay. This one doesn't actually have individual pages. This is different than the other 3 kits that I built. So this is going to be interesting. Might as well be doing origami here. Okay. Well, generally when you open it first, it tells you how many plates there are. And then it usually shows the tool to help with poking out the pieces of on the plates. Yes, I will be building one of these model kits, just like these little critters right here that I built throughout the week. Normally I don't do stuff on the weekends unless it's video games, but I decided, you know what, I'm going to build this last model. There's 4 models in this City Walk series. This will be the 4th one. Okay, so this kit comes with the little filer. I saved this one from the previous kit. So I make a collection of these things because you can use them even after. This one has a quality assurance type of thing passed by somebody with a 12. Okay. Keeping the empty box off to the left here so I can put parts in it that I don't use. Some of these kits have extra parts to them. Some have silk screening on both sides, while most of the time it's just going to be the plain wood on the back. The way that they make these, they laser cut these things. So what they do is they take wood, they take 2 thin pieces of wood, and then they glue in cardboard in between. So this is MDF board. You can see in there is the kind of meshy cardboard, but the outside is actually wood, a real thin thing of wood. So let's take this cellophane off here so we can actually get into these plates. And from what I've learned from the other kits that I've built, they are chimpanzee proof. Apparently humans are allowed to build these kits, but chimpanzees or chimpanzee hybrids like me, I guess, are forbidden. So some of these kits are chimpanzee proof. So just be aware of it. If you need an adult, that's the current adult on duty right there. That's Sammy. Sammy, can you let everyone know to like, share, comment, and subscribe to @RealTalkChamp? Okay. That's my adult in the room. That will help, hopefully. He hasn't yet, but you never know. There may be a first. Yes, these are all made in China, but they're based off of Japanese locations. There is like a kit maker that actually designs these kits, but you know how the world works. If somebody can steal somebody else's stuff and mass market it, that's what they're going to do. So these are the plates. There are 5 plates. We have A, we have B, none of this is in order. We have C, D, and E here. So we have all our plates. Put our tools right here. And like I said, this tells you what's on each of the plates. It doesn't show the numbers on because it would be really tiny, tiny print. But we are going to do our best to put said kit together. And yeah, they all say made in China on the back of them. And because that they come from China, they're generally not, if you're in the United States, they're generally not going to be in an Amazon warehouse. So it takes about 2 weeks for these things to come out. Now, from what I was told, this kit took a little bit longer for me to get because they said that they were stuck in customs. So a lot of times some of these things will come with glue, but you know, if they get stuck in customs and they smell the glue, they're going to open the box, take the glue out, and discard it. So that's why you have to provide your own glue when building these kits. Also, we don't know how these things were stored when they were traveling here, either by airplane or by ship. So some of the times, these boards, if they're near water or any kind of condensation, they will warp, which makes them very difficult to fit together. So sometimes you'll come across a wall that won't stay together no matter how many times you push. Like right here, you can see that there's like a bend in this wall right here. This whole wall got warped somehow in the travel over from China to America here. So sometimes, unfortunately, how these things are stored. The larger kits, the larger Book Nook kits that you see that you spend $50 to $100, a couple $100 for, I've had problems with those. The good thing is most, not all, most of the manufacturers, if you're missing parts, you break parts, or they're so warped that you just cannot put a wall on, you can email them, you know, show them the board that you're having problems with or the parts that you're having problems with, and they'll send you out a completely new board. So that's kind of cool. Not all companies, some of the companies. All right, so with that being said, we'll drink a little bit of water and we'll get down to some shenaniganery and start building a kit. And the reason why I live stream these kits and not just, you know, build them on my own and speed through the process and upload them as content, I've learned, like when I first started doing my painting and my building of kits, that's what I did. I just did them in segments, I sped through everything, and I uploaded as content. And then somebody suggested that I live streamed. And the thing about the live streaming part of it is you get to see the blood, sweat, and tears I put into these little monkeys. These little monkeys that say it takes a half hour to build because it's so small and so cute. And no, this thing takes 3.5 hours to build. I don't know who you're filing down little itty bitty teeny tiny pieces to make them fit. You're gluing them, then you got to wait for the glue to dry, and yeah. So we're going to get cracking, and the way I build everything is I do everything step by step. I will show you in the instructions as well as explain step by step what I'm putting together. So stick around and let's get cracking here. Like I said, every once in a while I'll call for an adult and Sammy, you get some tail wagging. All right, so we're going to start off by looking for D8, D6, and B16. So it looks like we're going to be building some shelves. Again, the Kagawa Udon House is a noodle shop. We first started out with our first kit, which was this octopus kit, this octopus type house. This one was the Osaka Takoyaki, which is what they do is they take bits of octopus, they deep fry them, and they're called octopus balls, kind of like your fish balls, which doesn't sound very appetizing, but looks scrumptious. They wrap it with rice and other goodies like that. Generally, this fish type place would be on the coast. So it's an actual place in Osaka, Japan. They actually have quite a few of those restaurants. This one right here was the second one I built, the Fukuoka Mentaiko Kitchen. This is a cod, like fish, cod type of balls, fish balls. Another type of restaurant in that particular part of Japan, which I did a deep dive and found several of these restaurants. The last kit that I built is a tea and sweets shop, like desserts and green tea. This one was the Kyoto Matcha Cottage. Matcha meaning green tea, I guess, in Japan. It's a ceremonial tea house. You'll notice that all the architecture is Edo period, which is that late 1700s, early 1800s architecture, and I believe this one as well. Yeah, they're all part of that same kind of series. Hey, Jaws, how you doing there, pal? So I'm going to buy some little LED kits. Like you could buy like a set of 10 LED kits for like 25 bucks on Amazon, I think. And they're battery powered, and then you can just kind of hide the battery pack somewhere in the back where it's not going to be seen, and then run, you know, like either run the switch on the battery box or whatever, and then I'll just kind of drill a hole either through the bottom, or you can pop off the roof and drill a hole down below that and then run the light so it lights up inside. There's all kinds of things you can do there. Let's see. Okay, yeah, like the wooden puzzle type. I know what you're talking about, Waylon. Actually, so I ordered a kit of a retro, like 1950s radio, a portable radio, but it's a completely wooden puzzle. So, you know, so this kit, Rolfie is another company like Cutefun, Cutebee. There's 1,000 of these little Chinese companies that build these little kits. And what this particular company has a turntable, a record player, that's all wooden puzzle like this that fully works. They have alarm clocks. And I've seen this retro radio. It's like 60, 70 bucks for this thing, but it's gonna have transistor parts in it, stuff like that. I may have to do some soldering to get some wires to work. But I like just random obscure type of kits. You know, when it comes to like modeling kits, I build plastic cars, all kinds of military stuff, as well as, you know, video games and such. But I am looking for something else. There's a couple of fantasy ones that of these book nooks that I found that should be pretty fun. Some Hobbit houses, etc. All right, so right out of the gate, you let me know if you can hear and see everything, if things are in focus, because again, I'm blind, so I'm doing this by Braille. So D8, D6, and B16. So we'll look for B16 first, as that is the shelf. B16. All right, apparently there are 3 B16s. So it looks like we're probably going to make 3 different shelves, and I would be correct. We are going to make 3 different shelves. Well, first thing we're going to do, we're going to put our plates aside, is we're going to go over here to E, and we're going to get these little tools here that they give us so that we can push the pieces out of these plates. These little tools right here. They come in handy if you want to save your fingers from pushing through. Another thing about these kits is they have quite a chemical smell on them. However they silk screen or whatever they do to preserve these boards, they put some type of chemical. Now it's usually in the instructions it'll say take the cellophane off of the plates and then leave the plates somewhere where they're not going to get near water or fire and let them air out overnight. Obviously I did not do that, I just unwrapped it. So just be aware, your fingers will also smell like whatever oils are in this thing. It's definitely a chemical type of smell. All right, so right out of the gate, we're looking for B16. I showed you those 3 right there. So we're gonna pop all 3 of these out. Okay, and then we're gonna put them aside. Okay, like so. Okay. All right, so these are all B16, and they're kind of cute, actually. They look like wood-framed bamboo, so it looks like it's bamboo flooring material with a wood frame around it, so that's pretty cute. Let's see. Waylon was talking about, yeah, hang on a second. I'm on my YouTube channel. When I live stream video gaming and stuff like that, I use camera. So if you go over to, say, like short videos, I think there's that goofy chimpanzee right there. That's a goofy looking chimpanzee. It's like all my tons of different short videos and stuff. I mean, granted, you're seeing hands right now, but I assure you there's a human hybrid chimpanzee behind the camera. All right, D16. See, most people, they'll say, yeah, your face doesn't match your voice. That's right, because I have a face for radio, not to be in front of the camera, but to be behind the camera. D8. If there was a V in between the D8, it would be DV8. All right, so it looks like a little bowl of rice or something. So we're going to get a D8. We're going to punch it down into this little board here. All right, so this is the type of thing that goes all the way through. Like that, and I switch so that peg right there could actually be placed on a table or something. Okay, so that's one. With a D6, which is this little bottle right here. It's got some type of writing on it. Oh! Doesn't want to come out. I may need a Sammy. I may need a Sammy. This old Tony. What is old Tony? Well, this voice has been heard on radio. This voice has been heard on tape. This voice has been used in commercials. This voice has been used in movies. The face, not so much. The face is hit the ugly tree and it keeps falling and smacking every branch. All right, so right out of the gate, we built something here. We started off with this right here, B16. We added a D8 and a D6 and created that little shelf with the peg going all the way through, which is that critter right there with the peg going all the way through. Oh, really? Oh, okay. This I only started with recently. I didn't know how to do this. I was using the tripod that the hat is sitting on, but I'm using one of these neck gimbals that let you do it in this thing in first person here, which is kind of cool. It does wear on my neck a little bit. That's going to pay. Plus the phone is like an inch from my mouth, so trying to look down at the phone is kind of poopy as well. All right, so we need a B11, B11. Where is B? B should be over here somewhere. B. As always, while we're playing, while we're building these kits, we're playing bingo and we're playing Battleship. Mostly the game Battleship, because in bingo, first of all, you have to have a plate that's an I and a G. And we don't have an I or a G. We have an A through E. So what would that spell? Let's see. We would have, let's see, D, A, C, or C. How many? I don't have a pen. Oh, I do have a pen. What am I saying? Let's go over here. Let's try this out for a moment. Let's get sidetracked like we always do. All right. Let's do it right here. So we have plates A, B, C, D, and E. Now, if we were to jumble these letters up, what could we spell? B, A, D, C, E, bad C? Bad, that doesn't know. All right. How about DABCE, like dance, but with a B. That's kind of messed up. I'm talking about trying to figure out what type of game we could play that's not called bingo. It's called Dabsy. Okay, yeah, now I'm going crazy. All right, so we're probably better off playing Battleship here. So, sorry, Sammy. Now I've completely lost my train of thought. What were we doing here, Jaws D? Yeah, it's kind of, I can't, well, I guess I could kind of show you. Yeah, I bought it, I think I bought it off of Amazon, or I went to Best Buy and got it. Here. Oh my God, that hurts. Okay. All right, this is the thing that I'm wearing around my neck. So it's metal, but it's bendable. It's got like a rubber coating on it. That part there kind of rests on your chest. You adjust it from here. This has a magnet on it, and I put a magnet on the back of my phone. You stick the phone right up to that, and then, of course, this is around your neck. So it's something like, now you get to see a goofy chimpanzee. So now we'll take this and go, hi there, dingleberries. So it kind of looks weird, I guess, a little bit, right? So the phone's going to sit right on this thing here. Old and chimpanzee-like. Yeah, fancy. It was like 30 bucks, I think, or 28 bucks. I think I got it off of Amazon. Not 100% sure. But yeah, you can adjust this thing. It also has clips on it, so in case your phone's smaller and doesn't like the magnets very well, then you can just like put them on this doohickey thing here. But I have the magnet, so it sticks on there. Let's see, there we go. Yeah, little fancy doohickey. The only problem is I'm using a Galaxy S25 Ultra, and that phone, if you're familiar with these Galaxies, they're larger than an iPhone, and they're heavy too. And sometimes it'll weigh down and it'll start drooping like this. And if nobody talks to me and says, hey, Real Talk Champ, hey, Ricky, yeah, we can't see anything right now because your phone drooped down. It happens a lot when I'm painting too. People can't see what I'm doing. And then they end up saying, bye. What am I doing? All right, B11. B11, B11. I know I had B here somewhere. I found it. All right, B11. All right. And if you can't have fun while you're building model kits, well then, poop. All right, here is a B11. Another bowl of something. Uh-oh, that's a different part. All right, so we want to put this guy. All these little B16s look the same. So we're going to take this little critter. Somehow I feel that this is wrong. It is wrong. Okay, so we're going to take this little critter here with the long peg, drop it straight through, drop it like it's hot, so that it goes all the way through and it's going to clip onto something else. Okay, and then we want to put a D4. Why would you make me go B and then now all the way to D4? That don't make no sense. D4, which is a little tiny cup. A little tiny cup of noodles or something. Little itty bitty D4. Grab our dingus here. This thing here. Try to place it into that slot. Try is the key word. If it doesn't fit, you must acquit. If it doesn't fit, use your file. That's a little wonky in there. Okay, so realizing that I had made a mistake on this one, let's pull that one out. Why are you being poopy like that? There we go. All right, so, jeez. I got to flip this around, change the orientation, put this one here. Now it fits. Put the little bottle. Oh, almost lost it. The things are freaking teeny. Son of a monkey. Son of a mother father. All right, there we go. That one placed in there a little bit better. Okay, now we have to do a third one. So a D7. Now you're making me go all the way back to D again, huh? Sammy, we got to close that door, bro. It is freaking 100 degrees in here. D7, another bowl of something. Okay. D7, we'll grab our little board. Make sure it's facing the correct way. How would you know if it was facing the correct way? That's a good question. I'll take this piece right here and force it all the way through. Doesn't feel right, so we'll try it on this side. Does it go in here? Ooh, almost broke it. There we go. Okay, and then we want a D3, which is another one of these weird little bowls. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. Oh my gosh. That one was poopy. Poopy with a capital P. All right, let's grab it with our dingus. Find our doohicker. And now connect that peg to that slot. Our giant chimpanzee hands. All right, cool. All right, so I'll show you what we did. We took a D8 and a D6 and we pressed them into a B16. Then we took a B11 and a D4, placed it into a B16. Then we took a D7 and a D3, placed them into a B16. And now we have these three little sassy little shelves. Three little shelves of doodads. And we'll put them over here. Son of a mother, father, sister, and brother. One of the dinguses fell out. Try to get it back in there. Oh, gonna give me problems. Don't make me call your mother. Try it again. Stay, good dog. Okay. A little piece of flash. Ruler of the universe. Okay. Now we're going to put them all, looks like, on a doodad here. So we're looking for B14. I have found B14. B14 is this L shape here. Things want to pop out that shouldn't be popping out. Okay. All right, so we're going to take this B18. We're going to find the orientation. We got a little flash on here. Let's file some of the stuff off here. Okay, and now we're going to put these little shelves. This one goes here. Make sure that peg goes all the way through. All right, that one sits right there. Okay, and this one here goes right here. Well, that was a lovely sound. Like crushing a piece of celery, like they do when they do body hits in movies, you know, when they break bones. Like you got Steven Seagal is going to bend someone's arm back, or Scott Adkins, or Michael Jai White, or whoever's doing karate. It's always that sound of the celery breaking. That's the same sound that's going on in here. What am I doing? Oh yeah, that's right, I'm building a little miniature kit. Okay. This critter goes down into that slot right there. If I can get it to cooperate. Okay. And now we got some extra spaces here It wants us to take a D5, D5. Oh, there's two of them. D5. Okay, so maybe we'll use another one somewhere else. Give me. Why are you being such a poop? Why are you being that poop? All right, so this D5, that peg right there, will go into the back space there. Okay, and a D2. D2. There are several D2s, but it's one of these. I thought it was like a little soft serve ice cream cone, but I don't know what it is, honestly. It's a little thing. It's a little itty bitty thing. And that one goes into the first little slot right there, but it sits at an angle. So, let's see here. Okay. Just got a little table here with goodies on it. Right, mate. Right. I'll put the pieces over here. Don't get me started with Jason Statham. Sammy knows that Jason Statham likes to come over here every once in a while. Or Liam Neeson. See, Liam Neeson and Jason Statham has more of the English accent. But Liam Neeson also, what is he, Scottish or something like that? So, I don't know. I start talking like this and it's all over. All right. What I did was I put the thing from the previous doohickey. Put it there. Actually, that one, which was the first one, this one here is this one here. Put that one there. This one here was this one here. Put that one there. That one there. Is that one there? Okay. Then we added this little critter, which looks like a little container of chopsticks. And whatever the heck that is, I don't know. And then basically it makes this thing here, which looks like this right here. Right, mate, let's see what else we're doing here. All right, looks like we're putting some backsplash on here. So we need an A6 and an A8. So we need an A6. Here is an A6. Okay, and an A8. The reason why I zoom up close to the plate so you can see the letters, sometimes people will take my videos and break them down into, if it takes 3 hours to make the video, the live stream, they'll break them down into like 10 minutes and they'll speed through everything. But they can at least show, where I got these things from. All right, so we have a slot right here. We're going to take this peg and we're just going to drop it right into this slot here. Hopefully. There we go. There's a nice little squish. Okay. So the non-painted side will face the back, just like those pieces. The colored side here would face forward. This one here has two pegs on it, a top and a bottom peg. So we're going to rotate this board and put it right into that slot, and it should connect to that corner, I think. Let's see. All right, that doesn't seem right, so let's try it the other way. Oh, something already fell out. it's so loose in there. It doesn't even hold it in there. That's really strange. Weird. Well, hopefully when we put this thing together, the parts will stay on. If not, we can glue them down. This little critter has already fallen out a couple of times, so I may put a little glue in here. That was a little too much glue. Just to get this thing to fit and stay. Okay, with a little glue. Do the same thing with this one here. Everybody else good? Okay. Holy mother of monkey jello. All right, I've got to, give me just a moment here. I have got to turn on the air conditioning and get some paper towels. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. Maybe Sammy will come up and chat with you. Here I sit, all broken-hearted, tried to poop, but only farted. Then I decided to take a chance, try to fart, but pooped my pants. What? All right, I'm back. Okay. Close our Gluey McGluer tin so we can reuse it. Gluey McGluer tins. All right, we'll put that aside. A little piece of flash, we'll go over there. All right, so we did all that crazy shenaniganery there, which we created that, I showed you. Then we came down here and we put these backsplash plates on. I mean, that's what I think. I don't know, they're just whatever they are. But this one here didn't feel right, so I glued it down. Okay. We are now moving on. Oh, that's right, this one doesn't have any pages. This one's like a pamphlet. So that was weird. Huh. Okay, there's page 3 here, so let's go through this. Here's our page 3. Okay. All right, looks like we're going to make another one of these critters. So we're looking for a B15. Here is a B15. Another L-shaped piece here. Place that one there. Now we're looking for a D12. D12. Here is a D12. It's sitting horizontal, so it looks like a pitcher, P-I-T-C-H-E-R, with some like red Solo cups, but gray ones. So maybe some water or some tea, not sure. Ooh, that didn't want to come out. We're going to take this critter with that peg right there, and we're going to squish him down into that first slot. Okay, like so. Okay. We're going to look for D5, which is the other set of, looks like chopsticks. Right there. Okay, so this D5. I think it's a little container that's holding chopsticks. Is kind of what it looks like to me. We're going to take that and put it into this second slot here. Okay. That was a hard squish. Okay, and a D2, which is another one of these little blue things. I don't know what that is. It looks like a box of tissue. Like a little box, maybe a little box of wet naps or something. Would make sense since you're eating finger foods. So I glued this one in on the other one because it didn't fit very well, but we'll try it here. So I'm using my tweezers to hold on to it. We're going to take it and place it into that slot there. We're going to try. If we can hold on to this thing, it's so squirrely. Son of a monkey. I guess sometimes you just have to use your phalanges. Don't make me use the power of the teeth. This guy doesn't really want to go down there very well. But there he goes. We need a B4. B4. All right, B4 is a stack of bowls. And some of these little containers are so tiny that you would think it would take children to be able to hold them. Then you come across these big-sized bowls, and that's like 1/18. If you're trying to put a person in, you know, a figurine in it, these guys right here require maybe 2-inch tall figurines. Like if you look at the display case, 2-inch tall, or the counter, 2 inches, maybe 2.5 inches. All right, so this gets placed into this corner slot here. Okay, that one clicked in just fine. Stack of bowls. Is it just me, or does it look like a poltergeist stacked these bowls? I mean, usually you see like chairs all stacked up all weird when there's a poltergeist. All right, except in Japan, they don't say poltergeist. They actually have a different word for poltergeist. If you've ever played that game, Phasmophobia, I played it for exactly 5 minutes and uninstalled it immediately because it freaked me out so badly. All right, we're looking for B3, which looks like a little rotary fan. A little rotary fan to blow away all the little flies that are going to be swirling around your noodle bowl or your bowl of noodles. Cool you down, that Japanese heat. Okay. All right. I peeled off some of the flashing on here, and that's kind of a bummer. But it is double-sided, so let's see. No, we have to rotate it this way. Don't rotate it this way. That's the wrong way. Rotate it this way. And then this one will go into this one on the right here. So I guess we're going to leave that gap right there and go right into this one right here. Okay, that one feels a little wonky. Okay. Whew. All right, so, I see. We're going to now connect these two. So using this peg here and this peg here, we're now going to connect these here. Now, of course, I glued this one thing here, so this may be a little wonky. Just take your time. All right, that slides into there, and this should connect. Oh, you see it wants to go. Wants to go elsewhere. Okay. There we go. So one peg goes peg and slot. Well, this one is a slot, but it slides into this end peg here. So we got a cool little counter with a bunch of gizmos on it. Okay, so I will show you that. So we started by putting D12, D5, D2, B4, and B3 into B15, which was the L-shaped tabletop or countertop, to produce this right here. Then I dropped down, and all I did was I connected the gap that's at the end of this table, which is, you see that slot right there at the end of that counter, right down onto that post. And then, of course, well, you can't really see it, but there's a post right there, and it went into that small slot right in the middle there. I just pressed it on top, and then we got that dual countertop there. So that was this right here, a dual countertop. So it looks like we're now going to enclose it into a wall, make it a full display case here. So we're looking for a B2. Here is a B2, but there's a separate plate inside here. So we'll pop the B2 out if we can. Oh, other parts are falling. That always happens. All right. This little critter here is B12. We'll put that one aside. B12 is a vitamin that I take. Irrelevant to what we're doing here, but you know. All right, so this is the orientation of this. Sammy, I have the hiccups. Sammy says, I don't care. Sammy ate a lizard yesterday. Sammy ate a lizard. I took it away from him. He ate the tail, of course, because lizards lose their tails. And then he brought the lizard into the house. We had to chase the lizard around under the couch, under the fridge, out from under the fridge, back under the couch. Finally, I got the lizard. I captured him, and I sent him outside. Sammy, he either came back, as you know, he lives in wherever he was that Sammy grabbed him. Even though I told Sammy he's not allowed to eat lizards, Sammy says he's a dragon hunter. Therefore, that's why he went after a dragon. Right, Sammy? You're a dragon hunter? Sammy's like, dude, leave me alone. Okay, bro. Okay, bro. All right, so that peg that you're looking at right there is going to meet that slot right there. So we are going to connect like so. Hopefully without breaking anything. That was good. That one just went in there perfectly. Okay. That was it. That's all I did. So I connected that onto that peg, and it gave you that. Try to turn at the angle of that one there. Sorry for the glare above. That's the LED lights. So I can see. All right, I'm going to put that aside. Let's see, we're going to put a sign. No, it looks like we're going to put a little awning roof onto this gizmo here. So we are looking for A5, which is right here. A5. And we're looking for A13, which is going to be a dingus. There's two of them on here. That's A13, one of those moais from Easter Island. If you watched any of my other episodes, you'll know what I'm talking about. Put that aside, and an A22. A22. Oh, I see. Okay, this is A22. That one, and this is A13. Okay. A13 and A22 are slightly shaped differently. A13 goes here, A22 goes here. So we take this right here, we take the A13, and we connect the little nose to that little slot. Or not. Okay, that one just going to push this in there. It has that slant to it. We do the same thing with the A22, only this is going to face the non-painted side is going to face towards this one here. So again, the nose into the slot there. Kind of tricky. Okay. There we go. And they have little hooks. Kind of a little doohicker right there. Okay. So that's going to connect onto the outer one here and one here. What will probably end up going in the center will be the ceiling going across. So we're going to take our little critter here and we're going to press it into that slot and that slot. Start off with this side. That's squished in really easy. Okay. So there they are right there. The pegs are there. Okay. Feels pretty snug. All right. So this is what I did here. And you saw that I connected that there. Okay. So this right here, so we took the A5, which was that ceiling piece, or not ceiling, but that kind of roof piece, awning piece. We put the A13 in first, painted side facing us. We took the A22, the non-painted side facing us, and pressed it in. So both of those slots, which create this thing here. One side connects onto the far left, one side connects onto the far right, and then you have this, which is this. Okay. All right, so that was page 3. We're going to move on. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Especially the comment part, because I love to be entertained by your witty and savvy jib. All right. All right, so in step 7 here, it explains why there are 2 colored pieces. When they're black pieces, or gray if you're colorblind, that means the red here and the black, that means that the red is an extra piece. The parts number in red are spare parts. Rot Marketing. I don't know if I can pronounce that. Teils sind Erstattelteil Benzo wie im Folgenden. Les pièces numérotes en rouge sont des pièces de rechange. That's about it. Yeah. I'm butchering languages. That's not a good thing. All right, so part 7 here is we're going to take our doodad and add a little partition to it. So we need a B1, which is right here. some type of poster. Looks like an egg and some sushi and other goodies on there. You know, it's, whenever you build these restaurants, a good thing I already had lunch before because it sure makes you hungry. All right, we need a B8. B8, which is a clock. A clock right there, a wall clock. And we need an A3. That's my lisp. We need an A3. An A3. Which is, again, a little dingus. And I just dropped that one on the floor. So let's grab another A3. Okay. I see it. I sees it. I sees it, coach. Yep. I dropped it on the floor. Now I got it back. All right, so let's figure this out. So this little critter goes big side into said wall. Slot right there. That was easy enough. And then little wall clock will just go right onto said slot. No, it won't. Yes, it will. Like so. That doesn't feel comfortable. I'm going to drop a little bit of glue on there. Hope you didn't hear that. Somebody's got ducks in here. Sammy, I hear a barking spider. Okay. You didn't hear those ducks go walking by? I sure did. All right, so we connected that clock using the dingus peg. I just put a little glue because it didn't feel right. That slot right there will connect to the end of this counter. So we're just going to carefully push this together without breaking anything, hopefully. Things don't seem to want to cooperate, like usual. Oh! Like that. Very carefully. Now let's try to put this guy back on here. Okay. In fact, you know what I'm going to do is drop a little bit of glue. Just on this end here. Okay. All right. It's a lot difficult building these little miniature kits compared to their larger counterpart. All right, so I'll explain to what I did as I took that critter there. We added the wall clock with the A3 piece, the little dingus, into the back of that, although I took the dingus, put it into that thing first, and then put the clock on. Didn't feel right, so I glued it down. Then we took that slot and connected it to the counter to give you this critter right here, which is this critter right here. Okay, now we're going to start working on another shelf, another little doohickey here. It's like a pegboard, but I don't think it is. Okay. If you're still here, you can let me know in the chat window. That would be greatly appreciated. All right, we're looking for a C14. We haven't used C yet. So we're looking for a C14, just right here. That looks yummy. All right, we're going to put the C14 right here and then the C13. Another menu type of poster. Put that right here. So if you're watching the live stream, you can let me know. And if you're obviously watching the archive video, you'll let me know. All right, so we need 2 A3s, which are our little dinguses. Well, we got one right here. Here's an A3 as well. Okay, so we're going to take the A3s, narrow side down, put it right into the back here. These guys are a little tricky. That was a nice squish. Okay, that's one. Let's try the other critter. Come on and rescue me. There we go. It's got a little flashing on it. You can just kind of peel that off. All right, we'll set those aside. We need B12. Oh, B12. That was that piece of wall that fell off. Ooh, this one has some texture on it. This one actually has some texture. This is smooth right here when you rub your finger over it, but when you rub your finger over this side, it actually, you can feel a grid. A grid. It has raised grid on here, like it's beveled. That's interesting. Okay, this is the orientation of it. Hello! I've got little eyes. I've got a little mouth. And that's my little wisp of hair. Hello, everyone. I'm Julia Child. We'll be cooking. Today we'll be cooking some fish balls and bamboo. All right, we need a C4 right here. This post right here is a C4. Unfortunately, a C3 came out. So let's put the C3 back over here. So we're going to take this C4, put it down into the mouth of this little critter here. The non-painted side will be facing down. Nice squish. Oh, we got a sad face here. So now we have the eyes right here. Hello, everyone. I'm Mr. Unhappy. But if you correct my mouth, I'm very happy. I'm just kind of meh, meh. All right, what are those? Oh, I see. Those are the pictures. All right, so we're going to take the first one we made, which is this one here, and we're going to put that one into the first eyeball, the first slot, right there. Just going to push it real good. Sorry. We're going to take the second one with that peg and we're going to put it into that slot. Ooh, I haven't heard that sound before. That's a frightening sound. All right, it moves a little bit. It's a little bit, so all right, I will explain this to you. So we took a dingus, one of the dingus A3s, stuck it in the back of that little poster, and then we stuck that dude on over into that side of the wall. Then we took another one with an A3 dingus into that poster and put that onto the second slot. Then we took the C4 without the detonator and attached it to that one. And then you have that beautiful little grid right here. All right, what else? All right, so now we're going to take the thing that we created, but we're going to flip it around this way. So there's that way. We're going to flip it around this way. We're going to get a D14, which is a ceiling piece. I'm sorry, a D14. So this would be probably where I would drill, since this is a ceiling piece. There's an air conditioning duct. It's going to sit like this. I would probably drill a hole into either of these, maybe this, and drop some LED lights in there. But again, this kit doesn't come with LEDs, so. All right, so notice the orientation on this manual. We want this to face this direction. So we're going to place this peg into that slot. Somebody's knocking at my door. Somebody's ringing the bell. Open the door and let them in. All right, so this slot right here is going to be connected to this dingus. Be careful because you don't want to squash everything and break everything. There we go. So now we have a basic interior here. All right, I'm gonna step away for just a moment. You entertain yourselves, communicate in the chat area. I'll be right back. Just gonna see who's knocking at the door. Sammy, go entertain them, Sammy. Stay there, Sam. Freaking hot in here, Sam. Freaking hot. Freaking with a capital PH. Hi, Sammy. It's freaking hot in here, bro. Bro. And we're back. Whew. Roasting. All right. Oh, don't start falling down now here. Oh, don't be breaking on me. Okay. All right, moving on. We're going to take a C20 and an A3. Here's a C20. Looks like a menu board. And we're going to need another A3 here. Same thing, we're just going to put the little peg into the back of this little menu. Use the tweezers if need be. Use the file if need be. It would be better if I had smaller hands for sure. You know what they say about small hands? What do they say about small hands? I don't know. I'm asking you. No. Sammy, would you get this freaking mosquito that's chasing me? That's your job, Sammy. You're a buggy hunter. All right. Peg is there. We need a C9 and a C12. There is a C12. A big stack of bottles and cans. A C9, which is a shelf. And then we're going to take this shelf with the peg facing away from us and just plug this down into it. Okay, and we'll put that aside. We're going to take a C10. That's a C10, which is this itty bitty little shelf. Okay, and then we're going to take the C11, which looks like wine bottles. I'm getting bit by a mosquito. Okay, we're going to take this little C12, peg facing away from us, put the peg from these little bottles into that slot. Nice little squish. Put that aside. And it looks like we're going to build a little cabinet. So what I did was took the A3 and put it into that C20 looking menu. Created that. Took the C12 and put it into the C9 to create that. And then the little wine bottles, C11 into C10 to create that. Now we're going to enclose this. So we're going to get some A parts. So we need two A19s, which are right here. The left and right sides of these boxes. So we will take this, turn it that way. That looks incorrect to me because it is facing the wrong direction. So it'll go this way. That's the orientation. This is the orientation. Vertical, not horizontal, vertical. So we'll put those right there. We'll take an A17 for the base. And this will be the base. And the A18 for the top. With the orientation of this peg facing us for a change. Okay. All right. And then the A9, which is A9. A9, which is here. Various little bottles. Okay. So this will attach to the A17, which is this bottom piece. Peg goes into slot. Okay. A19. Goes into the end there. And that's the direction you want this to be in. Same thing for the other side. Little click. And then we're going to put this top piece on it. Again, this peg is going to face us. So we're going to drop it like it's hot. We have 2 slots on either side. And they're going to go on these pegs. Like you do. Okay, let's square that off a little bit. Square that off. Okay. Now we're going to put it back onto it, a C5, which is right up here. Some decoration on top. Okay. Decoration is going to face us. So you see a peg on top here and a slot right here. So we're just going to place this right on top. Nice squish. This almost looks like a little medicine cabinet. You have 2 pegs back here that'll probably plug into the wall. There you have this little, looks like a stack of glasses on the left with various bottles. Some type of containers. I don't read Japanese, so I'm not sure what that says up there. All right, I'm going to put that aside and show you what I did. So again, we did this here. We built this little box. Put the front on it. And we created that little enclosed box there. Okay, now we're going to go back to our grid wall and place all those parts on it. So our grid. No, I take it back. We're doing another grid wall. So let's see, that's going to be C1, which is here, but we'll be using this side of it. But here is C1, this wall. Careful popping it out of the plate so we don't bust any tabs. We're going to flip it around. Okay, and then we're going to connect the things that we made. So that first little menu will go into this slot right here. No, it won't. There we go. Nice little click. 10-2, which is this one here. So this one here will go into that slot right here. Quite the click. That was like such a dramatic click in there. Okay, a C3, which was the piece that fell out when I was taking the other one out. That's going to go onto that slot right there, non-painted side down. I am doing this by braille. Wow. Okay, there we go. Right there. It's basically like a staggered shelf. 10-3, which was the little wine bottles. That is going to go right onto that one, so it makes it look like it's sitting on that shelf. No! Let's try that again. And just kind of squished on there. Okay. And what on earth is that? Oh, the little box that we made. The little box. That is going to go into the last two open slots. Like it's all staggered. All right, so I'll show you what I did. Came down here, we took the C1. We added that, which was this, to the first slot. Then this, which was this, to the second slot. Then we added the C3. Then this right here is this. To that slot. And then the last two slots was the box. This box. It's just rotated weird here, so you can't really tell what it is. But this tells you that it's number 11. This was number 11. And we connected it right here. So what was that, Jaws? Did you find out what the red exclamation mark? There isn't one here, but there are these little red like things here. That usually indicates that there's two of them that need to be made. See that we have one here. That was the first one. And this is the second one. But red exclamation are usually the Achtung. The Achtung, which is what? Stop? Drop and listen? Stop, drop, and roll? Whatever. That usually is telling you, stop, there's an important thing that we have to make. But yeah, not on this kit do we have the Achtung as far as I know. Oh, we do have an Achtung right here. It says, the parts numbered in red are spare parts. So that's what the Achtung is right there. Telling us that there's two parts. That in case you screw this one up, there should be an extra one. I don't see it, but okay. All right, so we are now finished with this page. And we shall be moving on to step 13. Okay, so we are now connecting this wall with our little room here. So we're going to take that post right there, connect it onto that slot. The key is try. We may fail, but it is okay. Well, we're doing absolutely nothing without filing this part down. We had to do that on the previous kit, so it makes only sense. Oh, son of a mother, father, sister, and brother. Parts are falling off. As expected, parts are going to fall off, especially if they're not glued down. Let's try to get that back in there. All right, that guy is back attached. All right, let's try to get this wall back on here. Very tricky. Oh, son of a mother, father. Try to hold on to something here. My gosh. Okay. All right, it's probably going to fall apart because it needs this other side here. No. Yes. Connect. Okay. All right. Alrighty. Kind of wonky. Doesn't really want to stay down very well, but still needs its other goodies. Okay. So yeah, that's all we did was we just pressed it together. Connected the pegs on the side here to the slots on the sides there. Those were these right here. This one's a little wonky here. And then this one right here. Little on the wonky side, so you know what I can do? I can run a bead of glue. If it just doesn't feel right. So, grab our little rubber band. Grab our little rubber band. And just let that kind of stay glued together there as we work on the other goodies. All right, so it looks like we're going to make some signage. So we're on step 14 here. So we need another A3 dingus. Another A3 dingus. It's a good thing we have extras because we did lose a few of these. All right, there's an A3 dingus. We need an A10, which looks like a sign with a bell hanging off. Domo arigato. No, I don't know what that says. It could say welcome. I don't really know. Konnichiwa. Okay, we're going to take our little A3 dingus, turn it vertical, run it into the back side, that little slot. Let's see. Okay. Like so. We're going to put that aside. All right, we're going to take some new dinguses, some A15s. A15s. What? Is this a bad time to tell you that I don't see any A15s on here? Oh, right here. There's two little crosses right there. Okay, so we're going to take both of these off. Sometimes they'll want to stay on the back. Just going to have to pop them out. Then we want this blue curtainy looking thing, which is A7. Similar to the one that we made over there and over here and over there. But these have actual writing on them. Is it the same as those writing? No, completely different. Okay. So A15, again, similar to our other dingus, but these are chinguses. Little cross-shaped. Just going to plug them into the back here. Looks like paint side up. Like so. Nice squish. When it went into focus and then immediately left focus. I mean, in Japanese, there's what, how many thousands of symbols? Tens of thousands of symbols. So even if I was trying to look this up now, aren't our phones like smart enough to where you can take a picture of something and it'll look it up, tell you what it is? Although I'm using my phone right now to live stream, so I guess I probably wouldn't be able to do it. We're already into an hour and 30 minutes. Hour and 36. Well, say that I did an unboxing and basic tutorial the first 20 minutes. So, all right, we're making another awning, but we're adding those little Chinese lamps. Now, if you recall when I was doing this kit, I busted both of the lamps. So I'm going to try extra care on this one. So we're looking for A4, which is right here. Now I have a new Japanese kit that I'm going to be building this next week that says right on the front of it, it takes 3 to 6 hours to build. So we're going to be doing that in a series. So like, let's say we do it on Monday, it could be 3 hours the first Monday. And then Wednesday, it could be 3 hours to do that. But we're going to try that. Unless you guys want me to paint another picture, as I have 2 more pictures. Paintings that I've got that are beautiful. A11 times 2. A11 times 2. A11. I see A10 and A12. Oh, they're inside this wall right here. So let's pop this wall out. So they're right here, 2 A11s. So I'm going to do my best to not break these, even though there's a little bit of flash on there. All right. We're done with the A plate, so we can get rid of that. Okay, let's see if we can do this without breaking anything. We need 2 A14s, which are these lanterns. Now, the cool thing about this is you can see, I think it has a different pattern. It does. These lanterns have 2 different symbols on them, where this one, well, I guess it does have 2 symbols, but they're 2 completely different symbols than the symbols here. I'll let you know it's a different kit, different house, a totally different type of house. Okay, so let's see if we can figure out how to do this. Okay, so we put this peg onto that slot. Make sure that this flat side and this perforated side, you want the perforated side facing you. You want the flat side facing the building wall. So that this shape, this part will go towards the flat side. Ooh. Okay. This peg. Very tricky. Please don't break. It's weird that it shows the non-painted side, but I can't get the non-painted side to fit this side. That's weird. See, that one clicked in just fine. See, this side here, it shows that like I could put the painted side here, but if I put the non-painted side, it wouldn't be, it'd turn the wrong way. In the instructions, it shows the non-painted side put in there, so that doesn't really make any sense. Oh, yes, it does. See, your chimpanzee that's building is not quite human yet, and he doesn't understand logic. Son of a mother father. There we go. There's the non-painted side now. Painted side. Non-painted side. Crazy chimpanzee. Hey, Richard. I wish I could translate what you just wrote right there. Let's see. Okay. And translation. Oh, hey. Hey, look, it's Michael. Michael showed up. Michael, I want you to translate the two symbols that Richard1247 wrote for us. Or Jaws or anyone else, because I'm using my phone, so I don't have the ability to translate. All right, so we managed to put these on the correct way. No? Yes. The correct way. See, I don't want to get in trouble and say konnichiwa, but I don't know those symbols right there. They could be Chinese, they could be Japanese, they could be Taiwanese, they could be Korean, they could be Vietnamese, they could be, you know, there's all kinds of languages and dialects in Asia that, you know, that look similar to others, but I don't know, so I don't want to bumble that up. So if somebody can hit those two symbols in their Google Translate and let me know what Richard said there, because usually this thing translates for me, but it's not translating, and I can't seem to click on it so that I can translate it. I would really like to say hello to Richard, since we both share the same name, although I'm more of a dick or an a-hole. But yeah, we got a little flash on this lantern. Yeah, Mike, I just decided I wanted to live stream today for poops and giggles. Oh, you know, because we have this one last kit left. Figured, what the heck, I got a new kit that just came in the mail. All right, then we just click that lantern on there. Trying not to break these like I did on the previous kit. Oh, that one fit a hell of a lot better. That one made a squishy sound. Okay. All right, I'll show you what I did. We built three little parts here. I started off with the A3 into the A10, which created this, a little sign with a bell on it. I got the hiccups again, of course I do. Then we made this little sign, but we put A15s. Son of a motherfucker. Which are these little critters. Into this. Maybe if Richard speaks Japanese, he could translate what this all says. But, you know, I don't know. Until Richard speaks again to us, I won't know. Then we did this. We added the A11 onto this roof awning, then added these two tea lights, rice paper lights, onto the ends to create that. Okay, we'll put those aside. Now we're looking for an A21, which is here. Okay. And A21. And we need two A1s, which are these little chinguses. And a C19. Which is right here. Oh, we're going to have a swinging door, it looks like. A swinger door. Goes both ways. Okay, the C19, that little slot will plug into that peg. So the orientation is this way. Come on. Come on. All right, and then these little weird L-shaped things go where? I hear a Tesla outside. All right, so these little L-shaped things, looks like they go into these two slots here. Do they go all the way in? It's not up here, so. Is nobody going to translate that for me? Please? Somebody? Okay. All right, so I did this here. Connected those two little L-shaped pieces into those slots. And then that C19, now it's showing the circle marked in red, so it faces the right, that peg. Okay, flipping the pages here. All right, so now, we're going to place a sign onto those pegs there. So we're looking for an A20, which is right here. And we're just going to take, there are no pegs or anything on here. We're just going to take this and drop it right down into here. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. When the monkeys try to get at you, drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. When Sammy wants to give a kiss to you, kiss him on the nose, kiss him on the butt. He is a conked out kitty. Hey, Sammy, you want to say hi to Michael? Hello? Waggy McWaggerton tail. Sam, thank you. Thank you for letting me know you're still alive over there. I think it's writing. All right, so we're going to take the little bell, place that right there on that wall. So I guess ling ling, right, when somebody comes in. Okay. Then we're going to take this little blue doohickey here. It's a little curtain sign. And we're going to put it into that slot and that slot. Or not. Okay. Konnichiwa. And then we're going to take our dingus, plug it into the two slots over here. One there, and one there. Carefully. Nice squish. So there's naturally a gap right here, and that's fine. Unlike the other one, which there is no gap. Sign just sits up there. You can adjust if it looks wonky. Okay, and that wall is complete. I will show you what I did. We started off over here with A20. Put it onto those L shapes from the previous page. Then we took that little bell with the chinga to it and plugged it in right there, which basically gave you that wall. Then we came down here and we put that blue sign up there, plugged either peg into the two slots, and now we got an upgraded wall. Then we came down here and we plugged into that ceiling or that awning piece with the two lamps. One in there, one in there. Then we got a completed wall. Which is this. Okay. All right, so we're finished with this page, so let's move on. This isn't a normal manual, it's multiple doohickers, so here we are. So now we're going to connect it onto the building. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, that was our rubber band that we put on here to glue this thing together. We'll put the rubber band down. So now we're going to take that peg there, and very carefully connect this thing. Nope, we're not going to do that until we do some filing. a Rubik's Cube. So this wall is looking a little wonky here. Okay, so all I did was connect that wall onto there to create this. Okay, now we're going to put these ceiling pieces on. So we're looking for D16 or D's nuts. Here's D16 times 2. Okay. Again, you saw the ceiling up in there, that larger circle and the 2 smaller circles. So you still have the ability, you could drill in here if you wanted to, run some LED lights, hide the battery box right up here if you wanted to. Unless you set up the rechargeable type of thing, then run a pressure switch somewhere in there. But again, these kits don't come with the LEDs. So okay. All right. So the orientation is we want these curved or perforated parts to face downward and the flat edge to face the center. So we'll use these pegs to go into these slots. And if they don't fit, you know, use your file. They're not fitting. Remember, if you overfile, you could always just glue it down. I think I've had to do this to every single one. This wall came off. Gotta be super gentle. It's really hard when these guys don't want to cooperate. Okay. So all I did was, other than file those pegs down, I connected the roofs. So a little bit of an optical illusion right here. Okay, and now we're going to put those gables on top, on the sides and the top. How is it there's not one person in the chat that can translate Richard 1247's symbols there? Come on. Get cracking, you translator people. You didn't hear that. All right, we're looking for A16. Just flipped over on its back right here. Like a little turtle. And an A2, which is right here. Okay. So, kind of hard to see, but you see that little ledge right there? That little ledge right there? connect this into here. No, we're not. Yes, we are. And then we're going to put this over here. But see, there's little slots. Uh-oh. Did it break? It freaking broke? Son of a mother father. Shit. It did break. God damn it. I was doing so good without breaking anything. Freaking broke. Poop. All right, we're going to have to do some gluing. Oh boy. Please don't break again. Okay. It's inevitable. What? Inevitable. Inevitable. We'll just say a samurai's bullet hit this thing. How's that? Oh, this does not want to cooperate. Okay. Good as new. Okay, so what I did, let's put that little critter into there. Then used that slot to connect onto the peg. There's pegs on both sides. But this side broke, so I glued this back on. So you can't really see it, but it's on this side here and runs across the top. But this is the indication that you know that it's on here. As you see this little ledge coming off here, this little notch, that has to be facing upward. Don't rotate it the opposite direction. or it won't fit up here properly. Okay. Well, you know, you could live inside these models, Mike, if you go to Japan, because these places actually exist. So, you know, but buy yourself a tiny house and put it on your property and live inside one of these. Oh, this thing just freaking flipped over, so let's put it back up here. Stay. Okay, so now on this one, we're going to put the other side on. Hopefully we do not break this one. So let's try to carefully take it off here. Carefully. Okay, very carefully. We're going to put it onto this side. These pegs. And that top part there. Bust it off that. So you know what we do with that when we knock off a piece of the flash, piece of the silk screen? Well, its piece is black. We just take our Sharpie to it. Unless you happen to have some black paint. Good as new. That's why I keep the Sharpie inside my toolbox. Never know when you're going to need to use it. Okay, very gently. We're going to put it on here. We are not going to put it on here because we're going to do some filing. Much better when you file. And collate, apparently. Why are you not cooperating? Son of a mother father. Okay, I guess we're going to file these parts. So they will not allow fittage. Fitment is wonkage. Please don't break. Oh, whoo! Glue this back down a little bit. Okay. That was almost painful. That was almost, and our little sign got wonky, so let's put our sign back in here. Okay. So again, put the gable on this side. Very tricky. Putting it on there. All right, now we're going to do the sidewalk. Where the sidewalk is, so we're looking for an E1, which is right here. And the sidewalk pieces. So we're going to put this here. Just rotate it this way. We need an E3. We have two E3s here. And these guys, E1 and 2. Okay, we're going to take the E3s, put the E3s on this side. Now, E3 on this side. My Lord. Okay. And then the E1 and E2. We're done with the E plate, so we'll put that away. All right, these critters connect onto here. They'll connect onto the corners. Like so. Holy mother of monkey jello. I think we got it. Oh, my back. Oh. I need to rotate for a moment. Sammy. Hey, Sammy. We need some Sammy therapy. No, but we need some Sammy therapy, sir. We just need a moment of your time, Sam. Sammy. You want to say hi to Michael? Oh. No, you don't. See, Michael? You don't give love to Sammy, see what happens. He shakes you off. What's with that crap? Hey, Sammy. Sammy, can you tell everyone to like, share, comment, and subscribe to Real Talk Chimp? You'll get the butt. That's what you'll get. You'll get the butt. Yes. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. And chat with us. Okay, what do we got left here? Whew. So what did I do? Oh, well, you saw me put that part up there, but then we took this thing here. We put the little sidewalks on the sides. Now we got to put a C2 on there. We also got a potted plant. C2. There is a C2. A potted plant. Okay, and it is double-sided. Oh, don't drop it. Let's take the C2 and place it where? Right here. Okay, just like so. Okay, looks like we're going to build some benches. So we need a D15 and two a D15 and two B5s. So two of them, because we're making two. D15 times 2 here. B5s. 2 B5s, so we're going to need 4 B5s. We're going to be very delicate, taking these off. Okay. And then we're going to take, now if you notice here, these little red marks, that's telling you the direction of where the peg off of the B5. See how there's a longer side and a shorter side? So one of these is going to be in the back, one is going to be in the front. I don't understand, but that's just how they want it. Okay, so connected there. Put that little thing forward. We're going to take the other one and reverse it. Wow. Let's try it again. Okay. So we have one here facing forward, one facing backwards, and then we're going to put the first bench, and it looks like it's staggered here and here. Very delicate. Okay, and we're going to make another one. Oh my Lord, have mercy. Okay, why doesn't this one work? I'm using the power of the teeth to try to put this back together. There we go. Okay, now this one's staggered as well. Wow, this one does not want to go. There's always got to be one. There's always got to be one. Always with the negative vibes, Moriarty. That's from Kelly's Heroes. Telly Savalas. Clint Eastwood. Donald Sutherland is the tank driver for the 2nd Armored. He's the guy that's supposed to be, you know, always with the positive ways, always with the negative ways there. Why you always got to be negative there, Moriarty? I forgot that actor's name, but... All right, so we pressed those in. They were staggered. Okay. So I'll show you what we did here is we took the D15 and plugged the A5 into one side. I'm sorry, the B5 into one side, the other B5, but we staggered the little footsies. We made 2 of those. And then we plugged them in, staggered, staggered. And we got this critter right here. Okay. That's part 9. 10. Okay, we're going to make some signage. So a B13. A B13, which is here. That is a bowl of something tasty. And 2 of these things, they look like Lugers, B7s. They're basically just stands to hold this sign together. So we're going to take and just push these straight into those slots right there. Try is the key word. There's one. Oh! Okay. Just like so. No! Start over again. Oh, you son of a mother father. The freaking post busted off. Oh, it looks like we're gluing this one down. That's 2 parts I've broken now. All right, we're going to drop this sign into here. But you know what I'm going to do? Glue it down because I have a feeling it's going to fall down if I don't. Okay. No, no, no falling down. There's no falling down in baseball. All right, I had to glue it down, unfortunately, because I broke it, like usual. Like you do. Okay, now it looks like we're going to build some more shelves. So we're going to make something here. So we need a C8. C8. C8, which is just a cardboard backing. Okay. We're going to take a B17. Bingo! I heard a bingo. Even though we can't spell bingo because we don't have an I or a G. Somebody got a bingo. What was I doing? Oh, a B17, which is this right here. B17 goes into here. Squish. Sound like a fart. That sounded like a fart going in there. Did you fart? Sammy, did you fart? We need D13 times 4. D13 times 4. Oh, what the hell are those? What the hell are those? What the hell are these things? There's some type of cooking. They're cooking utensils. Cooking. D13s. Those 4 little things. They're strainers. That's what they are. They're strainers. Okay. Strainers. This is a noodle shop. So, of course, you're going to put noodles inside these things, and then you're going to strain them. This is the sink where you strain, your noodles. So we're going to take these little critters and we'll go into these slots. Okay, no it won't. And no it won't. Because it's got to tilt that way. It's got to go that way. What? Who? What? Shush? Shush? I don't know if you heard that beeping the beeper tins. That was sending me a voicemail. I have it on Do Not Disturb, and every single time it disturbs. It's very disturbing. Oh, there we go. Meow. Wow. Meow. Miguel. What's all over your butt? You got stuff all over your butt, sir. Come here and let me get that stuff off your butt. Sam. Sam. Nope. He will keep the stuff on his butt. All right, so what I just did was we took that C8, which was just this little cardboard part. We connected it to the B17 bomber. We connected the 4 strainers to it and got that. Which is that? 4 little strainers sitting on a shelf. STRAINER. That doesn't sound right. All right, let's move on. I'll put that aside. We need a C16. We're building some kind of stainless steel kitchen here. Here is a C16. It's a little like stainless steel cabinetry. That one happens to be the door slid open so that you can see the dishes and little stuff in there. Just remember, it's a family show. There may be some swearing here and there. Parental discretion is advised. Poop! He said poop! Okay. So what was that at the in Anchorman? When Will Ferrell starts swearing and going crazy, like F you San Diego or something? And the one dude that's doing the teleprompter, and he's like, oh my God, I can't believe you said that. You know, so-and-so word. You said poop, poop. Sorry. You had to have been there, I guess. All right, C15. C16 and C15 go together. What? Shush. Stop. Like so. Just kind of like so. Okay. So we took the C15, sorry, the C16 and the C15 and just put them together like a little happy tree. We're going to come down here and we're going to build the countertop to this dingus. So we're going to take a D1, which is a countertop with a stove on there. So it says D1 right here. It's the L shape. Okay. So we're going to orientate it this way. We're going to take a D11, which is a big stirring pot here. We're going to take this big old stirring pot, put him towards the back, and he'll be sitting on the flame edge. So if you've got like one of these little flickering LEDs to make it look like a flickering flame, you could drill a hole inside this little stovetop and then put it on behind it or in front of it to make it look like flamage. All right, we need a D10, which is a smaller container. I'm going to place this on the other part of the oven, which is there. This is a little trickier, so if I can't do it with the phalanges, got to use our doohicker here. Okay. All right, B10 is a bowl of something, maybe an empty bowl. All right, the B10 goes into the first slot here. That sits at this angle. Or not. Oh, that's the wrong direction. No, that is the correct direction. Okay. It's just sitting there kind of wonky. Oh, a D9. Is it a D9? D9. Here's a D9. Looks like a stack of bowls. After we take out this D9, we are finished with the D plate. Anything else? Nope. So we'll put the D plate away. Okay, this one here goes. This is a little tricky. Goes into this one here, the first one there, not the second one. Mother son of a freaking stop it. That's why I want to stop using my cell phone to do these live streams, because the stupid phone, when somebody's trying to text me or send a voicemail or whatever, it comes to the phone while I'm live streaming. And if I minimize this live stream to go check the message, it'll stop the live stream. All right, a B9, which is here. Some type of, maybe a rice maker. Okay. And this goes on the last slot here. Yeah, it looks just like a rice maker. And they steam the rice inside there, a steamer pot. All right, looks like we are done with the B plate. Okay, so now I will show you this. So we have the stove, we have a sink, stove, and then a counter. We put the D11 and the D10, and the blue indicates on the stovetop. The B10, which is a stack of bowls, that first lot. D9 is also a stack of bowls, slightly different size, into the first slot. And then the rice steamer, I guess, onto that slot. And you basically have this right here, which is this right here. Okay, So now we're going to add the things that we previously made onto the floor that we made. So let's move that aside. Okay, oops. So this critter is going to stagger right here into these two slots. Nice little squishy clicks. And then the thing with the strainer here, looks like it's probably going to go above the sink. It's going to go into that slot. Like that. Okay, I'm going to flip this page over. I'm going to stick this, the thing that we previously built on top. Well, it feels like I had to have done something wrong. What could I have done wrong? I got to do some filing. Doesn't want to stay. Wow. Oh, it broke in half immediately. Immediately broke in half. That's great. That is just great. This does not want to sit. It's going to be off screen for a moment here while I try to fix this here. I don't understand. I filed it. Is it that warped that it just will not fit? I'll start over again. so weird. All right, so I had to take it all apart in order to get these pieces to fit, instead of trying to fit them together the way they want it. So these things are in a sink. Well, the sink doesn't fit in there properly because it's meant to be an optical illusion and not exact. So I just wanted to just make it sit like that. Okay. We got to put backsplashes on this. So C6, which is this one here. I'm gonna be a little tricky. Oh my God, it broke instantly. Look at that, just snapped right in half right there. Okay. That's just great. And C7. This crap is so freaking delicate. Let's see if we can do this without it breaking. I'm going to glue it on there because I don't trust it. Can't even tell. All right, so here's my disaster. Those two pieces, decoration but backsplash off the oven and sink and cutting table or countertop, was C6, which split right in half, and C7. So they sit right on the back side of this cabinet here. So we had to do some modification. I think we got it on there. Just don't tilt it yet. Let that thing glue. Okay, so now we're going to add the door. C17 and C18. Both right here. C18. C18 being the doorknob. The C plate is finished. Put that aside. Okay. I'm going to add a little glue onto this doorknob here. Oh my God. And Butterfingers today. Okay. So this guy's going to go sit in that circle there. And this is what's going to be tricky. I'm going to keep the door closed first while we try to put this inside of there without breaking anything. Always got to be one side that doesn't cooperate. Okay, well, the cool thing about this little kit is our door swings open. So you sit on the bench right here and you eat your noodles. Or you can go inside. See the restaurant in there. Go in there and buy some stuff off the shelves. So what I did here was I connected this door. C17, C18 was the doorknob. I connected with that tab going into that circle. Then very carefully put all 4 pegs into the ground, trying not to knock over the sink that we built inside there. Making sure the benches were on the outside and that the bottom of the door was on the last little open space so that you get this little building here. And we are complete. We have completed the Kagawa Udon House, which is a noodle house. You go in there and get like your top ramen type of, you go and get your noodles. You can get some dumplings as well. You can get rice with your dumplings. So it is the wooden DIY dollhouse kit, CWGA 115 from Cutefun. Little sign outside showing you the noodles and yummies in there. The benches and the sidewalks. Little potted plant. All right, so we are done with A. So we're going to grab our little box here. Grab all the sassy flash that has fallen out or flown away. Okay, we're going to put this all back together. And so we have the E plate, we have the D plate, the C plate, the B plate, the A plate, the little tools that we used to pop the parts out. The little filing tool. Put our rubber band over there. The cellophane that we took off. The cute little doohickey manual. Do our deboxing. close up our glue. We put our tools away. Oh, missing a tool. A blade. We take our our spectacles. And we show you this sassy little thing we just built. Turn our flash on. Kagawa Udon House. Little door. A few little flubs. There's the inside. Remember, there's no LEDs on this, but it doesn't say that you can do it yourself. Three-dimensional propane tanks on the outside so they can cook. Painted on there 3D. And now we're going to take you to Kagawa, Japan. Let's turn our flash off. Kagawa is a city in Japan. Kagawa is a vibrant city in Shikoku Prefecture, Japan, famous for its historic sites and lush green tea production, located along the Tokaido Shinkansen line. It offers travelers a perfect blend of traditional culture, such as the impressive 15th century Kagawa Castle and the interactive Kagawa Kachawin Bird Park. So, you've seen this famous castle, especially in Assassin's Creed, of course, Shadows, but you've seen it in just about every movie or samurais and such. But let's go back. Now, in Kagawa, we are going to take you to an udon. Udon. Well, they're obviously restaurants. Let's see, images. Okay. Here is an udon house, where you will go and get your noodles. This is on TripAdvisor. Get some sassy yummies. Oh, some sassy yummies. Look familiar? Yummy. Happy people eating noodles. So the cool thing about, all the places that we build, they're based off of real things. These are all real places in Japan. So it's cool. Part of the City Walk series, there's only 4 of these. They're about $20 each. We started off with this one here, which was the Osaka Takoyaki or octopus balls restaurant, where they take bits of octopus and batter fry them. That was our first kit. This was our second kit. The Fukuoka Mentaiko Kitchen, which was cod, the fish cod, wrapped in little like seaweed and goodies. Yeah. And then the third one we did was the Kyoto Matcha Cottage, a ceremonial tea house that serves green tea and sweets, plus a little knick-knack store. And then, of course, the last one that we just built, the Kagawa Udon House. Little door that opens up. Go inside there and see the kitchen. Preparing the noodles, rice, and goodies. Grab some chopsticks out of that little thing there and enjoy your soup with a little egg on top. Yummy! All right. I hope you like this little series here. It's in our playlist. The 3D wooden puzzles. 4 of them that I made for you. I want to thank some people that came and hung out with us. James Johnson was here, hanging out. Didn't have anything, unless this stuff is set to private, I don't know. And of course, Waylon was here for a little while. Jaws T hanging out with us, of course. Appreciate that. Thank you. Richard 1247 was here. Fortunately, I wasn't able to understand the language that he had, but he's got a channel there. And Michael Contreras, Knight 070, Michael 070. He's our moderator and our fellow gamer, hanging out moderating. So there you go. Whether you're watching this back as an archive video or if you're still with us here live, please like the content, share at Real Talk Chimp with your friends and family. Comment, whether you're watching it back as an archive video, you can comment anytime. And of course, subscribe to the channel. We're only trying to get 5,000 subscribers before the end of 2026, and we're already in August. We're in August. So shall be coming back with you with something new here soon. I've got 2 more kits to work on, plus 2 more paintings to work on. So we may go with a painting this coming up week, a new painting, which I think is going to be beautiful, that I think you're going to really enjoy. And then we'll come back and build another Japanese city. Like Michael suggested that I do like a Japanese spa, like where you would go and sit in like, water. It has water and it has different, like a hotel type of thing. So I actually found something like that. It's going to be actually a pretty good size kit. It's going to take me over 6 hours to build. There's like 1,000 or 2,000, maybe 4,000 pieces. It was a little bit more pricier. These are only 20 bucks. That one was like 60 bucks. So yeah. All right. Like, share, comment, subscribe. We'll catch you in a flip side. Peace and chicken grease, everyone. Have a wonderful day. And rest of your weekend. Yes, we made little buildings. Little